guys. Welcome back. Happy August. happy
Yeah.
happy August. We are back with another one. Honestly, I picked the August movies out. So if you guys don't like it, fight me. But I honestly think that you will love these movies. I love these movies. They're really good. But our first movie that we're going to
Well, hold on. You're jumping the gun. You didn't even do the intro or nothing.
Yeah, all right. Oh, my bad.
It's like you forgot.
I did, man. I feel like it's been so long. I had a birthday.
You want to restart?
No, I think this is all good to happen. Yeah, like I had a birthday and
Listen, I was going to get there and you're jumping it.
Bro,
you're jumping it. I had a whole thing.
I can't talk about my own birthday.
No, because
What is this?
as your co-host, Michelle, with my other co-host, Raemon, on elnochepodcast,
yes,
would like to say happy birthday for all of us to you. happy birthday. It's Raemon's birthday.
Hey.
And yes, these movies for August are Raemon's pick. You know what? I think we can get into this first one. What was our first movie, Raemon?
Our first movie, Michelle, was Brooklyn 45. Oh my God. It is a great movie. But you want to talk about,
Yes.
all the other stuff.
Let's do like our usual.
Mhm.
It came out in 2023 and it's about a group of military veterans holding an impromptu seance in the parlor of a Brooklyn brownstone at the close of World War II. It is directed and written by Ted Gagan. I had to look it up.
Gagan?
That is how that's how you pronounce
I would have pronounced that all wrong.
Yeah, I would have pronounced it as Guggenhagen.
Yeah, like it was something like that. Bro, that's a cool pronunciation for that spelling.
But apparently it's Gagan. Also, his father, who is a disabled Air Force veteran turned history teacher, helped him with the script for like the historical parts of it.
Oh. I didn't know that, but it makes sense because I was like, this script is kind of wild right now.
It's starring Anne Ramsey as Marla Sheridan, Raw E. Raines as Bob Sheridan, Jeremy Holm as Major Archibald Stanton, Larry Fessenden as Lieutenant Colonel Clive Hochstadter, Ezra Buzzington as Major Paul DeFranco, Christina Klebb as Helga Bauman, and Lucy Karapetian, I hope I pronounced that right, as Susan Hochstadter. Yeah, man. Do you want to start with your review of it, or do you want me to start?
Yeah, I can start. I can start.
Right, don't be long-winded, all right?
I'm going to be as long-winded as I want because my birthday is still technical. I'm just going to start.
It's your birthday month. It is your birthday month, and we respect birthday months.
But it's funny because I watched this movie a while ago, and I was thinking that, man, maybe if I watch this movie again, I won't like it as much. But I watched it again, and I was like, oh my God, it's actually still good. It's like really good, and I was really happy about it. And yeah, I do think that this movie is very good. I think the director does a good job with a lot of the practical effects and stuff that that were used in the movie. I will give a little bit of a warning. There is some like racism in the movie.
There is a couple slurs. I mean, there is a lot of slurs.
There's a couple slurs in it, using like the F slur and then what they used to call German people back in the day, Krauts.
Wasn't there a slur for Italian in that one part?
I think so, but
just be aware there is
slurs.
Yeah,
so but other than that, movie is awesome.
No N-words.
No N-words. Yeah, no N-words.
Just the other ones.
But lucky us, right? I'm just kidding. But
to be fair, there wasn't a black character.
There was no black character, but it was a great movie nonetheless. Yeah, like I said, the cinematography. I do like the staging of the characters. I like each character like individually. I think they're all like very distinct and they're believable in their traumas. I guess like is because everybody has like a different thing that because these are all friends that've been in the war, and so they all have like different traumas that they've been through during the war because they've been in different sections of the war or whatever like that. But Yeah, they talk about it in the movie, but it doesn't sound like they're just acting. And like I like how all of the whole movie takes place in like one area,
Yeah, I do too.
and it does not get stale, which like that's I feel like is a feat in itself. Like I know we just had another movie that did that recently this year, the Markiplier movie Iron Lung, which just takes place in like one area, one like ship thing, and
Yeah.
he does it like really well. But that same sentiment is echoed in this movie. Obviously this movie came out first, but it's really
I mean,
well done.
there's plenty of other movies where it's
Yeah.
all in one setting, you know?
Yeah. But like to my point, like these are the two movies that I watched recently that I'm just like, okay, I can compare the two,
Yeah,
you know, right away.
for sure, for sure.
But yeah, like I love it. I thought it was great. I think for me, I would say that it could be, I think it's like a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's interesting. So,
What about
you want me
you?
to tell you my opinion?
Yes.
So I did like it.
Hmm.
But I did feel like they get stale at one point, but
Hmm.
I think it's because I think it was the repetitiveness at certain points
Mm.
concerning the questioning of a character,
Yeah,
you know?
I can understand that. Yeah.
But it's not to like deter that it wasn't enjoyable to watch because it was enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I would personally give it 3.5
Mm.
stars out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think my issue with it is so I had to ask Michael for like a brief history lesson because he watched it with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, how long was like World War II? And he was like, oh, and then he did the math, it was like 6 years. And so
Mm-hmm.
like I was like, okay, this movie, I think it's because these are older actors.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say they did a bad job. They did an amazing job,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt that I was like, it would have made sense if they were slightly younger because they're all older and they all talk as like this war was like very long.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just like kind of like for me it was like weird. It's like it makes it seem like World War II was like 12 years long
Yeah.
or like 20 years long instead of it being 6 years long.
Mm.
And they're all supposed to be like lifelong friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I guess like if you join the military
Yeah, I
young,
was
you
about to
know,
say I was about to say if they joined the military, if they
and
were
then they got
already,
thrown into
yeah,
this
and
war.
then just got thrown in the war, they'd probably be a little bit older. But like,
But I
it
was
depends.
also yeah, but I was also confused. I was just like, well, then how long was Marla and Bob
Mm-hmm.
married for?
Mm-hmm.
Because like to me, it seems like they were married in the like after the war,
Mm-hmm.
but this movie takes place literally the day the war ends. So I'm also kind of like, well, okay, wait. So there was like some in my head, it didn't make logistics wise, it didn't make sense,
Mm-hmm.
but it's fine because the actors were really good.
Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
I don't know why,
I think
but the coloring.
uh-huh.
Oh,
I think the war ended in September, like the actual
yes,
war, but the
but
movie takes
1945.
yeah, 1945, but the movie takes place just like a few months after the war is done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what I mean,
Yeah.
you know? I'm just like the way Marla and Bob are together, it seems like they were together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But if they got married after the war, then it's like, damn, that's a quick 6 months, you know? But you
Yeah.
know, who knows? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
they were meant for each other. I don't know. But
Back in the day, it was
I
different.
yeah, but for me, I think like I enjoyed the setting. I don't know why though, but the setting and the coloring, maybe because like it's the one thing that pops up in my head.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the Agent Carter series
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
with that like for some reason like the 40s and 50s had that ugly really
Like,
like weird seafoam green
mm-hmm.
wallpapers, you know, or like I guess it's a brownstone, so
Mm-hmm.
they would have weird paper coloring,
Mm-hmm.
but it kind of gave like that feel the of like Agent Carter, which kind of makes sense because that's also
It's
after
around
World
the
War
same.
II.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, I think my favorite characters were Marla and Archie.
Yeah, I would say that my favorite characters are also Marla and Archie. Paul was a good character. I
I
like
hated Paul.
yeah, but that's the thing,
But
right?
that's a testament.
Yeah,
Yes.
so he played his character so well that it made you absolutely hate him. I wanted to jump through the. I was like, all right, man. If I could have any superhero like ability, it would be to project myself into a screen just so I could slap the shit out of somebody and be like, get your shit together.
To be honest, like how Paul is in this movie is what I don't like about the American military like institution, you know?
Yeah.
And then like to mention like Larry Fessenden, he did a great job as Clive because like I enjoyed his character in the beginning, and then like the more shit is revealed, I'm like, yo, you son of a bitch.
Yep.
You son of a bitch.
Yep.
You're the worst.
Yep.
Paul is the worst, but you're the worst.
Yeah, he's the second worst because yeah, we'll get into it, but
oh, and then like one more thing, and then like and then I think we'll be able to get into spoilers,
right.
but like so what's funny is when you recommended this movie to me whenever you first watched it, I think it was like during COVID.
It was like somewhere around that. I think you guys were moved out by that time, but
yes, because this came out 2023.
Yeah,
we just came over for D&D. But you recommended me this movie, and in my head, I mistook it for this other horror veteran movie called VFW.
Oh, never heard of it.
It has Stephen Lang in it.
Okay.
It doesn't have like the same premise of like the seance, but I was still it was still funny because in my head I was just like, oh, the Stephen Lang movie. I don't know. I guess I'll like watch it eventually. And then like when I looked it up, I was like, this doesn't look like that. And then I watching it, I was like expecting Stephen Lang to show up. And then I had to like pause the movie to like look up the cast real quick. And I was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
VFW. Okay.
Also, like kind of real quick, like I kind of pulled up a couple of things because like I don't know if you recognize some of the people.
Oh, like from like the movie, the actors.
Yes. So like I think with the actor who plays Clive, Larry Fessenden,
right?
You would know him as flamethrower guy from Until Dawn.
Oh yes, dude. Yes. He was the guy who helped protect everybody. Until he just wasn't there. Yes, they literally put. I was like, dude, he looks so familiar. Why does he look so familiar? It's because they literally just used his face. they used his whole face.
Yeah, he's just in there. You know what's funny is like he does a lot of like, aside from being in like a lot of like movies, especially horror movies, he also does a lot of directing. And I know like there's like one I do want to watch for the podcast called Jacob's Wife.
Jacob's Wife?
But yeah.
Okay.
And
he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, dude,
he's been a good boy.
Like the thing is like a lot of these, like looking at his filmography, like a lot of these are just like cameo kind of like very brief one scenes like but like it's funny because every time he pops up, like in Good Boy, when he popped up in Good Boy, I was like, it's that guy. Larry Petitfeta. You know. And then with Marla, I knew her more from A League of Their Own, the old movie with Tom Hanks and Gina Davis. But apparently she was in The Taking of Deborah Logan, which is another movie that I want us to cover eventually.
Oh, that I know about that one. I like that one. That one was okay. Like I was like, oh, I guess because with those movies, a lot of the stuff like pops off at the like towards the end of it. But
with the found footage,
I was just like, dude, like when I saw it, I was like, damn, this shit is cool.
And then one other one that I wanted to mention, Jeremy Holm, who plays Archie. So apparently he was in Mr. Robot and House of Cards. He also played Ulvund in Horizon Forbidden West, and I feel like you played that. Did you play Horizon Forbidden West?
Yeah, Forbidden West, yeah.
Well, he played Ulvund. I don't know who that is, but I haven't played that game in a long time. But I think it's less of like his filmography and more that he looks like an older version of Robert Pattinson.
I'm like looking at him like, yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see
like that. Watching the movie, I was like, is he gonna say someone get these beggars out of here?
It looked like he could be like Nathan Fillion's dad, even though they're like the same age.
Yeah, or brothers, you know.
Yeah.
But like I feel like he could play like Robert Pattinson's like dad or uncle.
Yeah, I see that.
But he was also really good. I thought like I knew the actor who plays Paul. I thought I knew if I saw him, and like the guy who plays Bob. But I was looking at their filmography and nothing really popped out at me.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, not to say they were bad. It's just I haven't watched a lot of things.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
they were good.
Yeah, they're all really good. Yeah, they deserve
It's funny
more.
because Paul sometimes sounded like Nixon from Futurama.
I can see that. I can see that.
And then the actress who plays Hildegard.
Hildegard.
But I feel, did she say Hildegard? We'll say Hildy.
Yeah.
The actress who plays Hildy, she kind of looked like Diane Kruger from Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, the French lady in that. The French lady?
No, the German lady in the bar.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, she kind of
with Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, she kind of does look like him.
Her leg got shot. She was very upset.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so fucking funny, dude. She kind of does.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I was just like, a lot of these people, like the actor who played Paul, he looked like a shorter version of what's his name, Christopher Lloyd from like Back to the Future and all that.
Oh, she was in Black Ops, the new Call of Duty game. She's been a voice actor in a lot of video games actually.
Good.
A bunch of Call of Duty, and like army games.
Call of Duty. I mean, she was in the Hellboy movie with David Harbour.
Oh, that one? Did you like that one?
And apparently, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. She was also in Rob Zombie's Halloween, but I don't know as who.
Yeah, I don't remember her, but I also haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah. Let's see, real quick. Oh, she was one of Laurie Strode's best friends.
Linda.
Oh, I see.
And a Law and Order and shit. Okay, she's got a lot of work.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she is. I remember who she was in Halloween now. She was the one who is of Laurie's friends. No, she was the other one that got killed. She's like the equivalent of the one character where she was waiting for her boyfriend to have sex, and then like Michael kills her and then puts like the tombstone of his sister behind her. That one.
Okay, well, I'm going to take your word for it on that because I don't remember. Listen, I don't remember.
We're watching Halloween in October, okay, so when we get there, you'll remember, and I'll be like, "You see that character? That's who she played in the remake."
Got it.
Either way, all good. But yeah, I think we can go into spoilers now. There's not really much to say.
Yeah, spoilers.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie begins December 27, 1945 in Wikipedia. And we're introduced to everyone. Basically, like, the beginning of the movie is getting a feel of like who these characters are. Marla apparently was an interrogator in the war. Her husband Bob is a desk clerk guy. I don't know what the clerk desk. What is it? A clerk.
Yeah, just a clerk. Yeah.
He's a pencil pusher. A pencil pusher in the Pentagon.
Yep.
Archie is the first one we meet, and like, yes, and he's gay. You might think like, why is that important? It's like, it's brought up a lot. Yeah. And apparently he's on trial for a war crime that he says he didn't do. Then we're introduced to the last two characters, which is Paul, who was there earlier, and Clive, who is the owner of the brownstone and the one that invited everyone.
Right.
And essentially we learn their relationship to each other in a sense, and like how they look at each other. And they talk about how they're worried for Huck, which is the short name for Clive's last name.
Huck. Yeah.
Because his wife died 6 weeks ago.
Yeah,
is what I remember.
Yeah, she
committed suicide.
Yeah, she self exited.
So she took what was it, like, exit right?
Yeah,
from life.
Yes. Yep. So he's mourning, and everybody's coming to spend some time with him to, help him get past everything. And I think he invited everyone over.
Yes, he did. He did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a lot of little things that we just get into, like learning about them before Huck tells him the real reason why he invited everyone.
Yeah.
And it was ever since his wife died, he's been trying to find a reason of like an afterlife. He looked into like psychology to find a reason why she would kill herself. we also find out she was being paranoid for like a year or something because she thought that their neighbors were Germans, like German spies. They were German,
yeah.
but she thought they were German spies, which is kind of like I think like we forgot to mention. I feel like this movie does touch a lot of what we're going through now, especially concerning immigrants and Muslims.
Yeah.
Or like people of the Middle East in
Yeah.
general. And like how true blood Americans, quote unquote, view the other, you know? And it's interesting kind of seeing a movie that made in 2023 but set in 1945 and just seeing that repeated kind of mentality. You know what I mean?
It's always been an issue here. And not just here, but we can only speak for the States because that's where we live. But it happens everywhere, but definitely very prominent here in the States, where you're just like, well, this person looks like this thing, and so that makes them the enemy. And it's like, bro, what? Like, wait.
I know, right?
Wait, how do we get there? How do we get here, bro? But
it's just funny. Just like, it's not funny, it's just interesting to see that how relevant this movie is despite the year it's set in.
Right.
And so Huck basically is convincing them to do a seance, even though they're all very reluctant to do it.
Yeah. And basically, like, he explains to the group that he's gone to church, and because they were like, oh man, you should just go to church, blah blah blah, all this stuff and blah blah blah. And he was like, well, I tried going to church, and I did all of the confessional stuff, and I spoke to the priest. I went to church 3 days a week, every week. And I guess after the priest found out what his wife did and how she died, like, the priest told him that there isn't a place for her in heaven because she self-exited. And like, come on, man.
He committed suicide.
Yeah. I was like, bro, really? Know what we're gonna do? But like, I get it from, I guess I get it from a religious standpoint, but I feel like there's a certain time where you have to separate religion for just being a fucking person. You know what I mean? Like, you see this guy down and out. He's going through it. He's like mourning the loss of his wife that he really loved, and he's, like, blaming himself to a degree for it. And
all I gotta do is just lie.
like you could be like, you don't even gotta lie. It's just, saying like, hey, at least she's not hurting anymore or whatever, like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's other ways to say it and be like, no, your wife is going to hell. I'm like, what? I'll fight him. I was like, no, you ain't about to tell me that. I'm gonna baptize his ass.
You want to meet Jesus?
Yeah, I know, right?
But Huck ends up turning to like spiritualism after his falling out with the priest, and basically convincing them to do a certain type of seance, not with a board, but just like holding hands, opening the door to the spirit realm by just calling out. But like, he also admits, is like, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, that is the greatest sign.
That's like going to get a brain surgery, and you hear your doctor before the anesthesia kicked in, and be like, actually, I don't know what to do. Where's that manual again? Wait, what?
He didn't even bring out a manual. He was just like, let's just hold hands. The biggest rule, he says, is do not let go, because if you let go, that means that the door stays open.
Yeah.
And I feel like he did it on purpose. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, like, I could, yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah. I can see why you said that, though.
But the seance begins after everyone sits down and holds hands, and it actually proves to be successful. The door is like getting kicked in. They're like, what is that, your cat? And then the lights, like the candle lights, start flickering, and then the radio starts playing Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby.
Is you is or is you ain't my baby. We all know the Tom and Jerry thing. We sing it.
Yeah, exactly. And then at some point, like, did the hand come out first, or was him throwing up the ectoplasm?
It was the ectoplasm first.
Yeah. Yes, because they're like, maybe we should take you to the hospital. And he's like, don't let go.
Yeah, don't break the circle.
And And then eventually a hand, like a ghost hand,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm like, oh, Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, it was literally that.
Haunted Mansion
I-
kind of effects where like a hand is like popped out and it's like pointing. It like the hand points at Paul,
mm-hmm.
Huck, and then Marla.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand why she points at Marla and at Huck.
Mm.
I don't know why she would point at Paul, but who knows?
You know why?
And oh, because she knows he'll get it done.
Yeah.
But essentially, like the hand disappears, and then Huck is the one to break the circle after telling anyone, "Don't break the circle."
Yeah. I think he probably did it because maybe this is where you were getting at, but I think he probably did it because he was like, "That's my wife. All right, keep the door open."
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like he did that because of what happens next, right? Like I think he was like, I want to see if this is a real thing,
mm-hmm.
so that what happens next will happen.
Yeah.
And everyone's like comforting him.
Mm-hmm.
Paul is like, I need a drink.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then Huck is just like, I'm okay now. And then he pulls out a gun from under the table and shoots himself
Yeah.
in the mouth.
Yeah, blow his back of his skull clean off. Clean.
Crazy.
But the thing about it, so all right, this part of the movie, I was like, oh, like at first it was like the shocker, even like, you know, do the Mordecai and Rigby, oh, but I was like, dang, dude, like that's crazy. But then like you see like everybody's like, ooh, ooh, like that, not like even like they're not like they're panicking, but they're not like real panicking. So I don't know if it was intentional because they've been to war and they've seen a lot of death and stuff happen. So maybe they're like, oh, like the initial shock and then like, you know, seem to be like a little unfazed after, you know? And I was just like,
yeah, I think the shell shock took over and they're like, we're back at war, guys.
yeah, because now everybody's just like everybody's just kind of like walking around and like they all have a concerned look on their face. But like
the only one that freaks out the most is Bob.
Yeah, because Bob is just like, I ain't used to this, bro. This crazy.
He was just like, we should get the fuck out of here. And everyone's just like, Marla is also kind of like, I think we should call the cops.
Yeah.
Everyone is just like freaking out. They're like, why would he do that? And then it's like, well, we know why he did it. And then the door busts open, the closet door.
Yeah.
And this is where Hildegard Bauman pops out, tied up, freaking out. And they're all like, what the fuck? And like she's able to get out of the restraints. And we learned that like she's the German neighbor that Huck's wife accused of being a German spy.
Yeah, Nazi. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on podcast, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, we're not like promoting Nazism. We're just saying a historical. It's like how you're like, what is it, like life exiting or whatever you say?
Yeah, self-exiting.
Self-exiting is just like it's committing suicide.
Yeah, but I don't think that we're allowed to say suicide because at least every time I watch a video where people talk about like suicide, they always bleep it out because it gets demonetized.
Yeah, I'm not bleeping it out. You can bleep it for the shorts, but I think it's important to say the actual thing, despite our infringement.
Yeah,
you know,
I'll keep saying
of the censorship.
Self-exit.
Yeah, you say self-exit, but, and then I'll keep demonetizing us. Happy birthday! We get no money.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thumbs up. But yeah, so eventually everyone's attention went from Huck just blew his brains out to are you or are you not a Nazi spy?
Yeah.
And we also learned through this whole thing that Huck's wife called Marla about like a year ago or something to come and interrogate this woman.
Yeah, Hildy.
To find out if she's a spy. And like Paul was just like, well, why didn't you? And Marla was just like, because that's not my job anymore, and I don't interrogate citizens. Like,
yeah,
what part of that don't you understand? You know, and Paul is like very adamant about like she's a Nazi, and Archie is like at first he was just like, well, you're German, so like, you know, quack like a duck, walk like a duck, and then she's just like, it could be a goose,
it could
kind
be
of
a goose,
like retort.
yeah. I do think it is also important to note that before or during all this and before all this, Paul and Archie seems to have a little bit of like some kind of animosity or dislike going to Bob. And so they kind of pick on Bob a little bit, calling him like less of a man and all this stuff like that. Like Paul for
If
the most part.
anything if anything, I feel like Archie doesn't mind Bob and he just calls him Bobo,
Yeah.
you know?
Hmm.
I think it was more like even Huck, like Huck and Paul both feel like Marla married below her league
Yeah.
to meek to sweet meek short Bob
Uh-huh.
because he's not an army guy. Because like
Hmm.
through the whole like beginning of the movie and even after Huck dies, like they're all just like, "Oh, Marla, like you were the best interrogator ever. Like
Hmm.
you were like a real hero
Hmm.
finding those spies with your torturing techniques." And like Marla was clearly like there's a reason why she didn't like why she got a desk job at the Pentagon is because she didn't enjoy interrogating.
Hmm.
And she also got like she I think we forgot to mention is that she has an injury.
Yeah.
Was it like a hip or a leg injury?
Leg injury. Her leg
Yeah,
got
because she
crushed.
has a cane. Yeah, she had it. So like a bomb like dropped on their base, and
Yeah.
like she was talking about how she resented the soldiers at the base because
Yeah.
they kind of left her there until eventually she was like rescued.
Hmm.
But like she was just kind of like, fuck those men. And
Hmm.
then Paul is like, no, fuck the Germans. And then Archie's like, no, fuck everyone.
Yeah. Hmm. But it is important to note that, because it comes up later that they've been picking on Bob about his status of a man.
Yeah.
So,
Which is kind of like a boiling point at the
yeah.
end.
Hmm.
But we also learn, especially from Paul, and this is like I didn't like I already was kind of like starting to dislike Paul the way he was being.
Yeah.
But like this was the point where I was like, man, you're a real asshole. And like it's the reveal of like Archie's war crime.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He kind of blackmailed him.
Well, like so like what happened was like and this is the part like I don't understand, but I get like I was rewatching it, so I was like, okay, I guess. But like apparently like they were being pinned down by two German snipers,
Hmm.
and he was part of Huck and Paul's unit.
Hmm.
And they were like, we need someone to go in there so that we can like get these
Take out the
snipers.
snipers. Yeah.
So Huck asked Archie to do it because we also learned that Huck lied, especially to Marla, lied about his kill count
Yeah.
in the military,
Hmm.
and that it was actually, and even Paul backs it up
Hmm.
because Archie was the one, like him and other soldiers, I'm sure, but
Hmm.
like Archie was definitely one of the few that like he killed for Huck because he was like, that's my commander, I
Yeah.
have to follow his orders.
Yeah. Huck didn't kill anybody. He just let everybody else do the killing for him.
Like did the dirty
Yeah. Did the
dirty
dirty
their
work.
hands.
Mm.
Yeah. And so Archie went and apparently he threw grenades through a window that turned out to be a child shelter,
Hmm.
which I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess like I would have to like I have to like think about like how did children end up there, but I guess it
Well,
makes sense.
well, they said that it was known to be to everybody that it was a children's center before they even got there,
Yeah.
and they were like, well, I mean, this is war, and they're using, basically this children's center to shield them from, from doing stuff.
Yeah.
So Huck told Archie to go and deal with it, and he'll make him a war hero and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and he'll like whatever happens, he'll have his back and all this stuff, and then he runs in the line of fire, dodging bullets and stuff, and he throws a grenade inside or a few grenades inside of the children's center, blew everybody up, and then they were able to get the snipers after. And obviously that is a huge war crime. That's a huge no-no. That's like
Yeah.
in war, like I guess they, you have things that you just don't target. And I think hospitals is one of them, and like children, like schools and stuff like that is another thing.
Ambulances also.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so like Archie reveals that because like Paul puts him on blast.
Yeah.
But like Paul did it in a like because Archie was starting to kind of like be like, you know what, let's just leave. We can just
Mm-hmm.
call the cops and they can deal with everything. And Paul's very adamant about staying. He's like,
Yeah.
we're gonna figure this out because I want answers. And it's just like, shut up, Paul.
Yeah. Because all like Paul right now is being like, by this time in the movie, he's being like super racist, and he just sees a German woman in front of him, and he just sees a Nazi. So he calls her Nazi. He calls her like a kraut, which is so stupid.
Ramon. Now we're gonna get
Squidward.
super demonetized.
but yeah, it's such a this oh my god, like I don't like him. I don't like
I
his
don't like him either.
character,
I think
but
yeah, but the actor does a good
yeah, he
job
does
for
a
you
good
to
job.
hate him.
Um
I think and this is what I mean about like, because it's like we have this part and then the part that happens later is just a repetition of this part.
mhm,
You know what I mean? Where it's just like a constant like, you're a Nazi, blah blah blah. And like Paul is trying to convince Marla to do her interrogation,
mhm,
and Marla's like, well, I don't have to do an interrogation. I can just tell that she's not a Nazi.
mhm,
And that's not acceptable for Paul. I guess, because he just wants her to go full, what was it? Like full interrogator on
yeah,
her?
mhm,
There was like a nickname they gave her, and I forgot it already.
yeah,
But I'm just like, okay, like it's fine. But so like all of that's revealed. Archie's like upset that like Paul did like blasted his business, and it upsets Marla. And then Bob is like, I knew you're a war criminal. And I'm like, shut up, Bob. And so then
yeah,
it's just like a constant back and forth about whether or not she's a Nazi. And then
mhm,
eventually they wear Marla down enough for her to interrogate her.
mhm,
And she uses like a long like hairpin,
yeah.
and like she tells Hilda like, oh, because like before
She,
hold on. It's just because a lot happens, but not a lot happens. Where
mhm,
like they question a lot about like her family, her work, and how do we know you're not a spy? And it's just like she makes a point. It's just like, Hitler's dead. Who am I spying to?
yeah,
You know? And it's just like, maybe she was a spy
yeah,
in the 5 years of this war.
yeah,
I mean, to be fair, it is funny that Paul and like Archie, even like Huck, were like, we hate Nazis. Like we don't want Nazis in our America,
yeah,
my
in our
precious
country.
America. When we learn like in history that like Nazis were trying to like start a movement here
Mhm.
in America, and
And
then like the war,
they do it now anyway.
yeah, they're still here, and they just wear red hats.
I would say everybody, but because there are like neo-Nazi groups in America, that is kind of wild. But yeah, that's for another time, another podcast.
I'm just saying is that it's interesting that like there is a history of anti-Nazism,
Hmm.
but that we also had Nazis openly being here until America got involved
Hmm.
in World War II, and then it just sort of kind of like, oh, we gotta go into hiding, put our boxes over us, you know?
Yeah.
And so Marla does the interrogation. Marla tells her the rules of like, what was it? Like, if you stand up, then you will be considered a Nazi. If you pull your hand away, you will be considered a Nazi. If she feels that she changed her answer in any way, she will be considered a Nazi.
Hmm.
Because then Marla starts asking her, like, what's your full name?
Hmm.
What's your husband's name? What's your kids' names? Where do you work? Where do you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. So like it's just like she did a couple repetitions of that to see if Hilda changes her answer. And in the middle of those repetitions, she stabs like inside the nail
Yeah, between the nail and the finger skin, I guess.
Yeah,
Mhm.
with the hairpin,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Ugh, my fingy."
My fingy.
But yeah, but either way, it's just funny how Marla did the interrogation and declares Hilda is not a spy,
Mhm.
and Paul is still like,
Paul still's like,
"No, I don't
nah,
believe it."
fuck all that. The boy's still on. He's still on the Nazi kind of thing. But I kind of want to. I mean, he seems really hard headed, right? But like and stubborn. But I want to say like because since they didn't close the door. And do you think maybe like this dude just got with the energy, the supernatural energy in there? He's just got his crazy just got turned up to like 11, you know?
Do you think like Huck's wife like slowly possessed him or something?
I wouldn't say that he got possessed, right? I would say more so the energies was like just making him more like,
Aggressive.
aggressive. Yeah.
Uh, I can see that. I can
Yeah.
see his blatant like what is it? His blatant like patriotism slash mixing in his blatant racism towards especially towards Germans,
Hmm.
where it's just like he believes all Germans are Nazis
Yeah.
kind of thing. And that the energy of the room just sort of fed that into him because
Hmm.
like we said, Marla did the interrogation and he was like, "Nope, I don't
Yeah.
believe it." And it's just like what he
After
wants is that everyone agrees that she's a
yeah.
Nazi so that he can kill her.
Yeah. After he
And this
after
whole time,
after he was like already before singing her praises and saying how great she was like the best soldier ever and all this, the best interrogator, all this stuff. And then he doesn't want to believe her expertise,
I
which
know,
is
right?
crazy.
Typical man. Typical man who's just like, I didn't get the answer I want, so I'm gonna discredit her. And it's
Mm.
just not all men, I guess.
I was like, I ain't gonna argue with you on this podcast.
Because you agree. But yeah, man, it's just like crazy. And then
Hmm.
like another important note is that Paul doesn't have the gun. Archie has the gun.
Yeah.
Archie had the gun the minute he was able to grab it,
Hmm.
and which is good because if Paul had the gun, then
Yeah,
Paul would have instantly
he would have
shot
shot her
Hilda.
already. Yeah.
And yeah, and it's just like everyone is just like upset with Paul at this
Hmm.
point. They're like, listen, like you got your answer. Open the door.
Yeah.
And so then Paul tries to open the door.
Yeah, they try to open the door, and then that's when he threatens and be like, "Oh, if I do this, I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna try, and if I do this, just know that you want me to lie for you on the stand. You want me to perjure myself. I ain't doing that again. That's over. That's done with. I'm gonna just let them know exactly what you did, every detail."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Bro,
He
that's
tries to blackmail Archie.
yeah."
Yep.
And then I was like, "That's fucked." So they was like, Archie at this point, he was like, "Bro, don't try me like that. But honestly, I don't give a fuck. Get me out of this room." And so he tries to use the key to open the door, and the keyhole eats the key. And so and so
Yeah, it just went it just did like a spaghetti slurp.
see, they needed Sora, man. They needed Sora there.
To open the
To
door.
open-
Let's get this keyhole open. Pew!
um, but oh my god, I love that game so
Such a
much.
I hate that game.
Yeah, so that happens, and then he's like, everybody's like, bro, stop fucking around, like open the door. He's like, bro, I did like the key, the door ate the key. Like, what do you want me to do? And so everybody's like trying the door, and it was like, oh shit, okay, well, yeah, the door is like kind of open.
Yeah, because
I
they
mean,
they
kind
try
of
to shoot the
close. Yeah,
door.
they try to shoot the door,
They
and
try to shoot the window. They try to break the window.
yeah, they try to do everything, and they kind of realize that they were sealed in there by supernatural means. And so they're all freaking out now. And then I think at this point is when dude started being weird, like Hawk started like getting reanimated or something like that at the table.
Yeah, but like because they were like, oh, we should like. Do you think if we hold hands again and then to try to close the door that it'll
Hmm.
open? And that's like they try to close the seance, and that's when Hawk's corpse gets starts
Yeah.
slightly reanimating.
Hmm. And they're like, everybody's freaking out. There's like, bro, chill, stop doing it. And he was like, kill her, or whatever like that. And he's like, nope, we ain't killing nobody. She's not a Nazi. Like, chill, kill her. And then everybody's freaking out. They break the circle again. And then Archie runs to the doors, like, open the door, like slams it or something like, or slams the table or some shit
Oh
like
wait,
that.
before he does that,
Mm-hmm.
like, because they do freak out
Mm-hmm.
because his corpse is talking
Yeah.
after spewing out like weird
The
blood,
blood. Mm-hmm.
coagulated blood. But
Mm-hmm.
like Huck's wife
Oh
as a
yeah.
ghost shows
As
up,
a ghost shows
and
up.
I was like, oh, there's that Disney effects.
Yeah.
the TV movie Disney effects,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like she's trying to convince everyone that Hildy was the one that murdered her, that made it look
Mm-hmm.
like a suicide, and kept like putting a knife in Hildy's hand, and
Mm-hmm.
Hildy's like, what the fuck? And she's like tossing it to the side, and another knife appears.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that crazy, like, is she a Nazi or is she not a Nazi?
Yeah.
You know? Because, like, there are some instances where it's just like, she kind of does sound like a spy.
Yeah.
But then there's other instances where it's just like, but then again, she's also trying to, like, appease them so that they would let her out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because she's definitely caught in a weird situation. She convinced them a little bit, like, and calms Paulie down a little bit, like a tad bit. And I mean, when I say calm down, he's he still thinks that she's a Nazi. He still wants to kill her, but he's just going to be like, all right, whatever, kind of thing about
Yeah,
it.
and it's when they convince him to try to open the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah. All that stuff happened, and then Susie
And then this
shows
is
up.
when Archie opens the door.
Yeah, Archie opens the door because everybody's freaked out and shit, and they're already telling Susie, it's like, no, we're not killing her. Like, I think Marla tells Susie, it's like, nope, we're not killing her.
Yeah.
She's not a Nazi. Like, relax. And then Archie's like, at his point, he's just like, all right, just get me out of here. And then it lets him opens the door, but when he opens the door, he sees like the burnt down or the blown up children's center that he tossed grenades into, and
And a couple of crispy
a
corpses.
couple of crispy corpses. And so he's like breaking down, and he's like closes it, and he's like crying and whatnot. And that's when, isn't that when Hawk starts, the camera goes back to
Yeah.
Hawk, and then he's like, yo, kill her and stuff, and then he's like hitting his head on the table, and it's like
Yes.
basically like repeating until like his face is like mush, and they show everything too. Like, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
Like, despite the weird ghost CGI,
Mm-hmm.
the practical effects, especially the when Archie opens his personal hell
Yeah.
of like the charred German kids,
Mm-hmm.
like that, and then like Huck slamming his face and like
Yeah.
his face just slowly caving in and his
Mm-hmm.
jaw like just like being obscured.
With his
I
teeth
think
all
the
on his
effects were
face.
great.
It's crazy.
Yeah. His face just turning more yellow
Mm-hmm.
from bruising, but it was really good.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
liked it. That was great. I was like, damn, maybe if he kills himself enough, they'll let him out.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So yeah, all that happens, and they're they were doing something, right? I forgot what they I'm trying to think now, because after that, like, they do something, and like somehow Bob gets the gun.
Yes.
Yeah, and I totally forgot what they were doing to have Bob get the gun from it.
I think, oh, Paul was like, I'll do it. And then he goes to choke Hildy.
Oh
And then
yes,
Archie's
yes.
trying to fight Paul to get off of
Mm-hmm.
Hildy because, like, at this point, Archie is like, she may be a German, but I'm not gonna do your dirty work, especially after you just threatened that you're gonna expose
Yeah,
me. And he's just like, so fuck you. And so, like, he's trying to protect her, and Hawk is like yelling in the background to kill her while smashing his
yeah,
face.
kill
And
her.
Marla can't really do a lot because she has a broken leg.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Bob gets the gun.
Yeah, Bob gets the gun, and then he points it at Paulie, and
Hmm.
Paul's like,
I like how you call him
Paulie.
Polly.
Yeah, they call him Paulie in the movie, but yeah,
Oh,
so
that's right.
yeah, he they basically he points the gun at Paul, and Paul's like, all right, I'm gonna give you one chance, one time, put the gun down and, give it to me.
While insulting
Yeah,
him.
while insulting his like manhood and everything like that. And so he was like, nope. And then he was like, all right. And so he adjusts himself, and then he runs at Bob to get the gun out of his hand, and then Bob shoots his hand, and
Yep.
then he's like, oh, freaking out, like, oh, you shot me. And then he tries to get the gun again, like aggressively, and then Bob shoots Paul in the head. And then
Yep.
Hilda comes up. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much. And this one I was like, oh, maybe she is a Nazi. Is she a Nazi? Like, because I was still like on that, like, is she a Nazi? Because she was like, couldn't wait for him to die.
Is she is or
Yeah,
ain't
because
she ain't a
she
Nazi?
saw that like her opportunity like presented itself. And she's like, oh, thank you so much, thank God, or whatever like that. And then he points the gun at her and like shoots her in the head. And everybody's like, the fuck? Like, dude, like, what the hell? And he's like, I had to do it. I had to do it. And stuff because he wasn't.
Yeah, because he was just like, it's the only way to get out.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
So he did it. Everybody's like staring at Bob, and they all, get their things. They tried the door
Yeah,
again.
because they demand like Huck is just like, open the damn door. It's like, we did what you want.
Yeah, it's like, yo, we did what you want. Open the damn door. They hit the thing, and the door. They hit the table. The door opens or it unlocks, and then it was like, whoa. Oh shit, did it just unlock? So they opened it, and it was like to the foyer, like the front room, and they all put their stuff on. And Archie is like, I'm gonna go to the bureau tomorrow, and I'm gonna tell them exactly what happened. Like, I don't care. And
yeah, like he's gonna turn himself in.
Yeah, and
I hope that he like, if he's gonna go down, bring his commanding officers with him.
Yeah,
Like,
for
fuck
sure.
them.
Yeah. And Bob is like, oh, so what are we going to do about Paul and, Hawk and stuff like that? And he was like, well, I'm going to, face the music and stuff. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you going to do the same thing?
Yeah.
Basically telling him like, maybe you should turn yourself in too. But then the room starts to
Yeah,
catch on
because the
fire.
whole time, Bob is like giving Archie shit about like his war criminal stuff.
Yeah.
And like now that Archie is like, yeah, I'm gonna turn myself in. It's just like, and then he challenges Bob. It's just like, are you gonna do it?
Mhm.
Because like you did just kill
2 people
a ranking officer and an innocent like
and the
civilian,
civilian.
as far as anyone is
Yeah,
concerned.
yeah. Bob doesn't say anything. He tries to like kind of, comfort Marla, his wife, and she's like, "No, don't touch me. Like, I don't like,
No
just
me
let me,
tocas.
just let me, just let me, take this all in. Let me just chill." And like the bodies catches on fire. Did you notice that in the back? They don't show the bodies catching on fire, but you can hear it, and then you can see like the lights of the fire like in the curtain.
I don't think I caught that.
Oh yeah, you gotta look
And
at
but then
it.
again, I watched this Friday,
Mhm.
and then oh no, I watched this Thursday, and then I left for vacation.
Oh
So I forgot.
yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
If anything, I'll probably go and see that end part
Yeah,
just
just look
to
at the end.
be
You're good.
like, Ramon has a point.
Yeah.
Or I'll put in the video, Ramon's a fucking liar.
Yeah, sure. You can put that, but it happens. So
No, I'm
you'll be
just
like,
kidding.
Ramon's a truther. But yeah, so that happens, and then they go into the car. They all hug each other. Well, Archie hugs Marla or something like that, and he just like gets a
I mean,
cigarette.
I know they start like crying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he just walks down the street because he's like, I'm over this shit. And then they get like, Bob and Marla gets in the car, and they're just like pretty much like, wow.
Oh, you mean Marla and Archie hug?
Yeah, Marla and Archie hugs,
Yeah.
and then
Sorry.
Marla and Bob goes into the car together to go home, and then they just sit there for a while, and they said something to each other. They just, for the most part, they sit in silence, and that was the end of the movie.
Yep.
It's a pretty
A
short
quick.
movie. It's pretty quick. It's like 92 minutes.
Yes.
So
It is nice. Yeah,
yeah,
it was a sweet and simple movie.
sweet and simple, very good. Didn't overstay its welcome. I do understand what you were saying about the repetitiveness, about the arguments and stuff.
It was just like the repetitiveness of them, like of Paul being like, she's a Nazi, and everyone else being like, I don't think she's a Nazi. So like it's
Yeah.
just like the continuation of that. I was just like,
Mhm.
okay, we're back at this again.
Yeah.
But then when the things when we got to the part of like the supernatural started showing
Mhm.
up, then it's just like, oh okay, it's starting to pick up more.
I was kind of hoping. I think I dock it like the 0.5 star because I was kind of hoping that it had a little bit more like supernatural elements to it, you know?
Mhm.
Um like throughout I mean, the characters and the dialogues and stuff like that between the characters kind of help carry those moments like leading up to like the supernatural stuff that happened. I think it was very well paced for what they had in the movie itself. But like I kind of wish that
Yeah.
they explored a little bit more characters, supernatural. But yeah,
Yeah. Well, I
that's
think this is like this was Ted Kagan's fifth directed movie
hmm
because he mostly was a writer, and so it's not bad, like I'm pretty sure like I think this was from a short that he did,
hmm
and if I remember what I read, like it was a short from what he did, and then he expanded the idea and then brought his dad in for like the historical
hmm
aspects. But yeah, no, like it was, if you want an easy movie to watch, this is definitely
yeah.
an easy movie to watch.
hmm um
And it's just like I said, it's like it's in one room,
hmm
and it's with a handful of characters, and you can easily just follow along. And yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. We definitely recommend it. At least watch it once. Let us know if you like it or not. Yeah, let us know in the comments. I think that'd be fun discussion to have if you guys seen it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it was for me, or you'd be like, yo, that shit. Thank you for that suggestion, dog. That was pretty good. That's pretty
You
good.
got to do it. It's Ramon's birthday. You're going to make him sad on his birthday month.
No, I don't really care.
Yes, you care.
Um,
Don't lie.
no, I
Don't
don't
lie,
care.
Ramon.
But yeah,
If you enjoyed the movie, put butterscotch in the comments.
yeah, butterscotch. Our next movie is going to be awesome too. Vampires versus the Bronx. That movie is awesome. I mean, it's a good one. I like that. Yeah, I was like, Mike was like, oh, maybe you guys should do Attack the Block too, and I was like, yeah, dude, that one's sick. I love that one. I was like, the first movie I've seen John Boyega in.
I think that was also my first John Boyega movie,
hmm
but we're not covering that. We're
Yeah, we're
covering
not covering.
Vampires
Yeah,
versus the Bronx.
Vampires versus the Bronx.
And I think what's funny is you chose two movies that could essentially be like considered a gateway for people who want to ease into horror.
Yeah, because Vampires versus the Bronx isn't. It's. I guess it's a horror movie by
It's a
definition.
horror comedy.
Yeah, but it's more. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely more of a comedy. It has like it's like the black version of Lost Boys.
A little bit. When we get into it, when we
Yeah.
get into the movie, we can talk about it.
hmm
But yeah, I think now is like a good point for some news.
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 Oh
Let me
man.
pull up my news. Okay. So the first one I wanted to discuss is a Deadline article from last month, and it's about how Warner Brothers is doing the Siren Head movie with Brian Duffield as a director, with Zach Kreger as his co-writing with him. And Siren Head is that like horror like meme. I don't want to say creepypasta, but it's kind of like in a sense a creepypasta on Twitter, by the artist Trevor
Oh yeah.
Henderson.
hmm I've seen this.
And yes,
So
and
they're
Trevor Henderson is actually a part of this movie, so he's getting his due for
that's
his
awesome.
creation.
Yeah, so that movie it's already a movie, but I think they're remaking one. They're remaking it or they're making their own version of it.
I mean, it was a viral horror meme.
Yeah.
I think you and I talked about it before that it was, let's see, it says here Siren Head is the kind of youth-oriented, internet-rooted horror IP that studios are chasing urgently following A24 success with Backrooms,
hmm
blah 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 blah. So I think when we talked about it before
hmm
on our own, it was like in a game that you mentioned.
Yeah, it was in Sound Mind.
Yes.
hmm
And Henderson, let's see, unveiled August 2018. Wow. 2018 by Henderson, a Canadian horror artist and illustrator. The Siren Head IP revolves around hand-drawn monsters digitally composited into real photos. The character is roughly a 40-foot tall, gaunt, emaciated humanoid figure and a predator hunting in rural towns and wooded areas across North America, which is going to be interesting, like how they're going to approach that in movie form.
Yeah. It's all so someone already made like a movie about it. It came out in 2020. It looks rough, but
Oh, what's interesting is Siren Head's rise to mainstream visibility was accelerated by Markiplier, the content creator behind this year's indie breakout Iron Lung,
look
who
at that.
began covering the property on his YouTube channel in 2020. From there, it's become a fixture of horror content across social media, with fan-generated content racking up many millions of views. That's cool.
Let's go. Let's go. Fucking Markiplier putting
Yeah.
people on the map.
You know, like, I'm not a Markiplier person,
Mm-mm.
but I do appreciate the things he does.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And I did enjoy Iron Lung. I think, like, we both had a discussion about our
Mm-hmm.
feelings with it, and I enjoyed it more,
Mm-hmm.
which I have to look again, but I'm waiting for him to put the pre-order for, like, his movie so I can buy it.
Mm-hmm. It was good.
Because
It was slow,
yeah,
but it's good.
it was very slow, but, like, I think I enjoyed aspects of it that when we cover the movie, I'll talk about.
Right.
You don't get that for free. Well, you do get it for free, but you're not gonna get it for free in this episode. The next thing I want to talk about is Mike Flanagan's Exorcist movie, and its title is The Exorcist Martyrs.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is starring Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah, I did see that, and
as
I was like, why?
as a detective. She's not a bad actress.
No, but I don't see her in horror. I have a hard time picturing her in a horror movie.
Oh,
Like,
I think that's fair. Yeah,
yeah, it's just like me seeing Seth Rogen in like a
a
horror
horror movie.
movie or like a super serious like drama or something like that. It's like I can't really picture him being like a serious person or anything. But like it's
That's
just
fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I think she's a great actress.
yeah, I definitely agree with you. I see her more in like rom-coms
Hmm.
and action movies, maybe the occasional drama. It's going to be interesting to see her as in a horror movie. The premise is a rookie detective trying to prove her worth finds herself immersed in an unimaginable evil that shakes everything she believes in. And what's interesting for me, at least, is the cast.
Yeah,
And
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne's in it. Chiwetel Ejiofor. If I said your name wrong, I'm sorry. I promise I'll have it right next time in whatever movie you're in. John Leguizamo's in it. Ro Coley is in it. Hamish Linklater's in this movie, which I'm like, oh my
That's
god,
gonna be a good
yes!
one, yeah.
The Midnight Mass reunion. Happy hands. Also, of the Flanagan reunion, kind of is Robert Longstreet and Kate Siegel.
Yeah, Kid Seagal.
And I think Samantha. Is it Seagal?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Seagal or is it Siegel?
I think it's Seagal.
It's Seagal.
Seagal.
Yeah. Because there's another actress that's also like Seagal, and it's Leela from Futurama.
Mm.
But that's besides the point. And then Samantha Sloyan, she's also a Flanagan repeat.
Carla Gugino, man.
Yes,
She's
and
awesome.
Carla Gugino.
Yep.
She's also awesome, yeah.
She's awesome.
Oh, John Gallagher Jr.'s in this also. He's good too.
Yeah, they
And
got a lot.
Sasha Kaje.
Got a lot.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Yay. Diane Lane also.
Yeah.
There's a
Diane
lot
Lane.
of like, wow, this is like a stacked cast. I think the last movie that he did that had like a stacked cast was the Tom Hiddleston movie that he did, Life of Chuck. That had a stacked cast too.
Mm-hmm.
But just so that everyone is aware, is that this movie has nothing to do with David Gordon Green's The Exorcist Believer.
Mm-hmm.
Because as everyone knows, that movie completely bombed. And like they were gonna do a sequel, but because it did so bad, in a way they're like rebooting it again, but with Mike Flanagan at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be interesting. And I believe this movie is coming out March 12th, 2027. which is going to be interesting because we might have to do 3 movies in March. I'm sorry, Raemon.
Crazy.
We'll see. If anything, knowing that this is the date, I'll probably make this my second movie for March.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man. And then that is for that. That was a weird way to say that. On to the next news. And the last news that I wanted to talk about. This is crazy. So remember how we talked about that the Friday the 13th has like a weird legal like situation?
Yeah.
And so like how like the Crystal Lake show is about the mom, because legally whoever has Jason like can't, like, you know, Jason the killer, like they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Jason verse is about Jason, but they have to redo his origin, I guess, or something like that. So apparently there is a legal issue surrounding A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh yes, I know. I heard about this. They got 2 people doing Nightmare 2 Freddy movies.
Yes, I'll get to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't.
No, go ahead. I know.
Are you doing the news or am I doing the news?
We can both do it. That's fine. But go ahead.
It's because I told you the news.
No, you didn't. I actually heard this I saw this on YouTube the other day. Somebody was talking about it.
I told you the news and then you saw the YouTube. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. But you are right. You are right. It's 2 studios, and you will not believe. Well, I'm sure if you saw it, you believe. You viewers and listeners will not believe who the 2 studios are doing their own Nightmare on Elm Street. It is Warner Brothers and Paramount.
Paramount, yep.
Which, if we all know, they're both trying to merge.
Yeah.
And everyone and their mother is like, do not merge. That is a bad idea. Why is there a monopoly happening? Which I agree. Keep studios separate. But it is crazier than you can expect.
Yeah.
So Paramount has the domestic release rights. And Warner Brothers has the international rights.
Yeah.
But Paramount also has the blessing from Wes Craven's estate.
Yeah.
And they said that they're doing a shot-for-shot remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street, which a lot of people are like, why?
Yeah, they ain't got to do that.
And then with Warner Brothers, they are trying to do their own Nightmare on Elm Street, but they want to have Lee Cronin as the director, which is 50-50 for me.
Yeah, it's a little, because I was like, after Mummy, I was like,
You know, I could have thought of other people, but it's okay. We don't have to get into it.
Let's just stay away from that one.
But it's weird, and it's kind of like,
yeah.
And apparently, like, them doing their own Nightmare on Elm Streets is not in any way, shape, or form affecting the merger, because this is something that they were planning before the merger.
Yep.
In fact, both studios, as you know, as many studios have done in the past, when they do 2 of the same movies, they're trying to race each other to see who can get the movie out first.
Yep.
I just don't understand how, if Warner Brothers has only the international rights, how we of the domestic right of like us in America are going to be able to watch it.
Yar,
you know,
ladies, yar. Pirating everything.
Yar. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna be done. In this Dread Central article, it kind of goes into more of like about the whole thing, and like how Warner Brothers did try to work with the Wes Craven estate, but that fell apart. And I guess like mostly because they didn't like the deal when it came to like the back end like money stuff.
Right.
So negotiations just broke down, and I guess Paramount either agreed with it or had better negotiation. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see all of that. I guess for me, like if I had to choose, I would rather see Lee Cronin's take on Nightmare on Elm Street than a shot for shot.
Yeah. I'd rather see something original. Yeah, shot for shot, just it doesn't feel right. Because if it's bad, then
But
I'm like, bro,
also,
what the heck?
yeah. No, for sure. And I think for me also like both studios rushing
Yeah,
is like
both put out
how is
poop.
the quality? I'm sorry, what were you gonna say,
No,
Roman?
I'm just like they both put out poop when they rush. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But hopefully they can figure
Yeah.
something out.
I mean, for sure. I don't know. It's
Mhm.
just it's gonna be weird and who knows? I mean, I'm sure we'll the joke that always happens, like I'm sure we're gonna get both Nightmare on Elm Streets before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
Ah, well, it better come out before November. You know, because speaking. All right, this is totally off topic. You saw what the hell Take Two is doing? The people who owns Grand Theft Auto.
No.
All right, so quick sidebar. So they are doing this thing where they are tying the um they're tying the new Grand Theft Auto trailer that's coming out on the 27th or the 17th, is one of the two. They're tying it to a subscription to Netflix. So you have to have Netflix in order to watch the trailer, and I think Netflix has the exclusive rights for either 6 hours or 6 days. And they're saying like it's going to be, or people are speculating that it's going to be um like a little bit more involved than just a trailer. But I was like, I don't care, dude. Put that shit on YouTube. Like,
Like an
what are we talking about?
interactive trailer?
I don't think it's gonna be an interactive trailer, but people think it's gonna be like maybe like a documentary kind of style thing or something. But I was just like, if you're gonna like have it exclusive for 6 hours, then why not just put it on YouTube? Like people, because people are just gonna wait anyway until you put it on YouTube. So like I feel like it's just weird. Like, and it's it's definitely a lot like greedy, like super greedy to be like,
I
we're going
mean,
to
no, for sure.
tie this behind a paywall, essentially. It's like it's a game, bro. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a trailer. At the end of the day, you're the first people who do some shit like this, and it's like, no, nobody's gonna want to pay like $20 for a fucking Netflix for a Netflix subscription just so they can watch a stupid Grand Theft Auto trailer. I'm sorry, dude. That's dumb.
I agree. I It's always scummy when like they do it's bad enough that we have to deal with like subscriptions and bullshit like
Yeah,
that, but the fact that like they're putting it essentially behind like a paywall to
yeah,
watch a trailer,
yeah,
and it's just like you don't even, and like even if it's interactive, it's like it's still like stupid.
yeah. Nah, fuck all
You
that.
know, it's just like you can still put the trailer out and then have the interactive thing be a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah.
I can understand why,
Uh,
but like still like
I honestly,
oh my god.
I have Netflix. I have a Netflix account, and I'm not gonna watch it on Netflix. It's just as a fuck you. Like, I'm not doing it because, like, dude, like, what the hell? What are you talking about? You know? Ugh, that's
It's
annoying. I hate the way the like entertainment industry is going as a whole. Like, movies is doing well right now. Like, horror movies specifically is doing well as a genre. I feel like it's carrying the fucking movie industry right now. I'm not gonna lie.
it
Like,
is because like horror movies is the lower to mid budget,
yeah,
with like occasionally you'll get a high budget one, but like they like horror movies are the ones that have
hmm,
been carrying like the industry through COVID
yeah,
when all that shit was happening. It's just that they like to shit on it because
hmm.
it's just like, oh, it's just gore and tits. And it's just like some,
No,
yes, not all, but
yeah,
like there are like
they haven't seen fucking Hereditary or any of that stuff. You know?
but even then, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, like has a like if you look into it, you can understand like what it's trying to say, but like
Hmm.
again, like people just dismiss it as just like, you know, sick people who watch people die and just like
Yeah,
Action movies have people die all the time.
All the
Calm
time.
down.
Yeah, dude. The amount of people fucking Joker and Batman's killed. And it's like, bro, come on, man. Batman, you ain't gonna lie. Ain't nobody gonna convince me that Batman ain't killing nobody. Like that dude's like
He's paralyzing those people.
at best, right? At best, he's like paralyzing people. And at that point, it's just like, who wants to live like that? Anyways, like I don't like the way the video game industry is going. I am glad that Hollywood is investing more into horror movies, which could be a bad thing because we all know how Hollywood gets whenever they get their fingers into something, right? They'd be like, "Oh, here's a lot of movies." But you're gonna have to make your movie the way this, like the way we wanted to make it. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, no, just let these directors do their thing because they've been killing it without you. Like
it's like the obsession thing where like apparently a studio offered Curry Barker $2 million to rewrite the script so that Bear is a more sympathetic character.
Yeah, like,
and he turned that down. And it's just like, and then it's his small indie movie that he was gonna put on YouTube made almost $5 million currently. Currently, it's almost at 5 million, which is crazy.
Yeah,
it's still going, and it's like already out of theaters.
It's like a $250,000. No, $250,000. No, 275 million to budget to make it.
Oh no, it was 750K was the budget.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought it was $275,000, but yeah.
No, it was 750.
All right.
I think we can end the episode here. Yeah. You can follow us on social medias. You know the drill. End of this episode, we always put it up. Please tell your friends and family and strangers to watch our stuff.
Or listen.
Ramon's working on the shorts.
Working on it, yeah. I'm doing a lot of work right now, but yeah, I'm getting to it.
It's your birthday month. It's okay. I expect it next month though. Chop chop.
Get out of here.
Chop chop.
Bye guys.